Hello everybody, welcome in. We are here with the game, of course. Thank you for your patience. A little bit longer getting into this one. Permitta up against ECSTATIC, kicking off on Overpass. Looking forward to this, of course. Should be an interesting battle here with ECSTATIC starting out on that T side, and they are not wasting any time getting into the action. Lena also going to get absolutely ruined. Nolan's going to try his best, but they are just being rolled over right now. And ECSTATIC are not messing about today.
Just we say that. Okay, so you find one. Happy to fall. Bomb's still yet to go down, but for the smoke. Oh, just things go from bad to worse. ECSTMankz is left all alone. What can you do? Let's be honest. This is just between a rock and a hard place. A 1 versus 4. One planted. We'll get one. A good trade from Salazar. First round for ECSTATIC. My God, Screws, that was quick.
Yeah, that was pretty aggressive. That certainly seems to be the way they wanted to play it. They had loads of utility. Didn't really get much of it out, but yeah, massive stuff. Massive stuff from ECSTATIC. Permitta going to eco out and go for the early rifle buy, it seems. B stack is in order. And we'll see how ECSTATIC play against that, to be fair. Pretty rough one here for the ECSTATIC side if they lose any players, to be honest. They're going to go bursting in towards B. A lot of players here then. See what they can find. So far, so good. Miso is the only one to have found a frag. Spray transfer from Queenix is pretty clean there. And that will be the second round. Nice and easy.
I gotta say, right, you know, you're looking at how things are starting off, and right now, ECSTATIC, I think it's very, very evident that they've come in towards this veto. They've looked at Permitta's, recent history, and they know as well as we do that how brutal they've been on Overpass. They have been really rough. So they look at this and thinking, this is so winnable. Why do we need to even show them any respect? And right now, they're not. They're not showing them an ounce of respect. Flying into fights, taking all the map control and really forcing Permitta, into such a rough position. This is a great start. And they continue to play like this, we could honestly see ECSTATIC just run away with this map.
Pretty quiet to kick off here. Slow wind down from ECSTATIC seems to be the order of the day. There's a little bit aggressive posturing. We've got Casey looking for info, especially off the back of this Molotov. Spots no one out towards short water, so that's a pretty big find coming in from him. Meanwhile, the majority of the action's going down towards the A side of things. Big battle incoming. Double spray down for Miso. Pretty solid. ISO even, not Miso. What am I saying? They've got the M in there for some reason, Permitta. Nonetheless, ISO going to find it. And I think that might just kind of seal the deal, to be honest, unless Queenix has got other things to say. Support's going to come in towards this A side. And now they just look to back away. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. This is definitely not out of the realms of possibility. Kragan's been creeping over on B. We'll find the head of one. And the player out towards short also goes down. An absolute mess. 3-on-2 and Lena with low HP. Surely they just have to save here.
I think so, right? Especially that 5 HP on Lena doesn't exactly make this comfortable. Right now, if ECSTMankz is able to find himself one, there's potential that this is on. Which is the fact that once, stray bullets, his life is gone. Kragan will find the first. And for Lena, you can see him just slowly making his way away. Doesn't want to make a noise, making sure the save is the priority. And then 4-8-1-S in towards the next round, it's better than nothing. My God, this is not a good situation at all for Permitta. They are getting rolled right now. And like I was saying earlier, ECSTATIC are just not showing any respect right now. It's very simple, very easy. Sort of a, fundamental CSGO right now. But it's working absolute wonders. This goes back to what we were saying about how this is a punish pick by ECSTATIC. They knew exactly what they were doing going in towards Overpass. They knew that this map has not been good for Permitta, and right now it is showing as they just look completely stunned.
Yeah, really quite shocking stuff, I think, to kick us off so far. It's only been a few rounds, but we've casted our fair share, haven't we? We know how these can pan out. ECSTATIC already flying on this T side, looking hopefully to keep that up, but we'll see. We'll see. Permitta surely have got to have a little bit in the back pocket to allow this map to come through, or maybe they're just in a dire spot map pool-wise. We're going to find out. We're certainly going to find out moving into the latter stages of this first map.
Hello, hello.
5-7. Yep. Busted, mate, of course, to steal your line. Always good for one, it seems, in the close quarters battles.
It's too good. It's too strong. I'll continue to sing that gun's praises. I feel like it needs a little bit of tweaking because it just still has the ability to compete with rifles. I feel like most pistols are, you know, aside from the Deagle, aren't going to be that good, but still they continue to work wonders, and it's all down to Salazar.
Wow. Really confused as to why we got here, or how we got here, I should say. Salazar has yet to die. He's going to have to find 4 to keep up that scoreline. Okay, hell of a flick onto the first, to be fair to him. And any guns that he can take away here would certainly be good. Catches another, but left very low now, and he's got to recover that bomb back. Where's his AWP gone? He wants his AWP back. He's not going to be able to get it. As soon as he shows himself here, easily finished. And that will be Permitta with a nasty round picked up.
Yeah, conversion of nothing, right? And that's one of those rounds where can really sort of, I guess, change the tides of where the momentum's going, how this game's starting to pan out to Permitta. That's giving them a little bit of a lifeline. You look over towards ECSTATIC, they themselves, a little bit shell-shocked off the back of losing that, and it goes back to what I was saying. The 5.7, 2 OP. That's how good the gun can be. At those sort of ranges, it can beat out the rifles. Whoever taps first wins. Seriously. Really well played, though, from Permitta. It's given them just a bit of a lifeline extended. Still, we have to see them be able to put those sort of performances on full buys, which you haven't really seen as of just yet. But Manx will get tagged early doors by the nade. There's a bit of breathing room starting to open up for Permitta.
ISO. Certainly isolated over here. He's got to be careful with how he opts to go for this fight. They try and flash him in. Not going to work. While Cabby, aggressive stance. An aggressive stance from Manx going to catch ISO down below. 5-on-3. I think they've lost so much control of the A-bomb site off the back of those kills, especially with one of them being very deep up banana. I just feel like you got to save now. There's no way of getting back in. You would
once again
think. Yeah. Wow. Just mowed down.
All down to 1. SNX, he's setting up for that standard Molotov, the default Molotov, so to say, but it doesn't make a difference. They're going over towards B. Bomb will go down. And ECSTATIC back in the driver's seat. Oh, so comfortably. Oh, so comfortably indeed. Great work. Really, really great work coming through here. And I think there's a lot, you know, that we've seen already that is so positive over towards ECSTATIC. I think for SNX, it's a question of can he save? And the answer's no. Cracking other ideas. What a start. The Danish roster absolutely flying on Overpass right now. And like we were saying, this was such a punish pick by ECSTATIC. Going in towards Overpass, which Permitta are 0 for 5 in their last 3 months. A 0% win rate in the last 3 months. And right now, that's pretty poor record looking like it's going to continue across. Because it has just been absolutely brutal right now. When it comes to full buys, Permitta just can't even seem to scratch the surface.
Yeah, that seems to be the case, and you know you can put down the one round that they won, the force buy win, to kind of more ECSTATIC making the mistakes and just getting thundered, you know, and a little panicky really. It's definitely how they usually go, and this time around they're not falling to the same mistakes. They drop one of the rifles quite early on, and they'll be able to back away and just kind of regroup as well.
Well, things are quiet. So quiet indeed for ECSTATIC. Decent position for them. Numbers in their favor. Granted, a little bit of damage dealt. Casey will post up close with the 5-7. And a second will join him as on looking over towards that connector. Right now, actually not a bad setup over towards B. That bomb slowly moves back over towards A. That's when things get worrying.
Flash will come through. Solid flash as well, though. They're able to work off the back of it. Manx and Salazar just going to open up on towards this B bomb site. There is still SNX in somewhat of an off angle, you could say, but he just gets caught. It's almost too good. The player, you know, didn't check him at all and just went rolling on by. So that's how it goes sometimes. ISO. Oh, looking good with the deagle here. In for a few more. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. He's got an AK. Salazar's pretty low. So split as well. Salazar going to go down. There's no way that he's managed to pull this down to a 1v1. The first few, I was a little bit dumbfounded, a little bit. No. Okay, here we go. He's also going for the hold.
He's sticking it.
Oh my god, and Cabby has no idea. Cabby does not call his bluff, and the defuse going to come in. He even gets the kill to seal it. What the hell has just occurred?
Oh my god. ISO. What a round. What a round. Everything went right. Everything went perfectly, as expected, as hoped. ECSTATIC have lost the round out of nothing. They'll be kicking themselves after that. That is such a rookie error being made quite consistently across the board from ECSTATIC there. And it's oh so costly indeed. Permitta now, of course, within two, reaching distance and an ability to break the economy over towards the T side. My god, how has that fallen so flat?
Mental. Absolutely mental that we've ended up with that. We'll see what kind of an effect it has on the game now. ECSTATIC should, you know, be continuing on with their winning ways, but they're going to be anything but at the moment. Nice find from Lena coming in on the AWP. The confidence is back. Manx peeks up, though, from the boost. Will find a frag. Onto Olymp. And now what? 4v4. Reposition coming in. They're going to try out towards Monster. Perfect flash comes in. Good find from Casey here. Does have to be careful on the getaway. He's trying to get away, trying to be covered. He's indeed going to bait out his teammate, find himself a big 2K. It's all onto the AWP of Salazar, 1v3, and Leno's got his number. There's some quick flicks on the server right now, but it goes the way of Permitta.
That door's opening. That door is really starting to open quite wide. It's all off the back of that, well, round out of nothing. Pause coming through. You probably expect this coming out of ECSTATIC because they are in a pretty dire position right now. The lead, which was looking like it was going to be oh so healthy on the T side, now starting to crumble away and getting to a really uncomfortable space. And you can start to feel that ECSTATIC, they've lost the grip and the control of this game in its entirety. Permitta, I've got to say, they look down and, you know, out in the dumps already, but they've really managed to find a way back in towards this game. To slowly but surely put up actually quite the insurmountable CT performance so far. And if they can continue on this sort of road, even if it's an even half, right, an 8-7, regardless of which way it is, Permitta will be pretty happy with that, especially, you know, considering their recent performances on this one. So right now, I've got to say, good on them. Good effort to get back to where we are. Like we said, for ECSTATIC, money isn't great, just pistols to work with.
You never know, those strange things have happened already on this map. Lena, a solid opener. ISO looking to back up. With a chance to get a little bit more. ISO. Oh, nice stuff on the anti-eco here. Nothing too out of the ordinary so far, but you never know. ISO's kind of a little dangerous, and there is a player actually in behind him that I don't think he's going to expect. Oh, still manages to find the kill, though. That's slightly embarrassing for Kragan. Either way, Permitta have evened things back up pretty quickly.
Yeah, especially considering that we could have very comfortably, you know, 2-3 rounds ago said, oh yeah, you know, right now we could even see ECSTATIC kind of guarantee a lead at the half before the response comes in. And once again, just goes back to that round of nothing. That round where ISO is able to pull off a bit of brilliance, and he has been brilliant. 13-5. He currently stands, and ECSTATIC just can't seem to contain him.
Yeah. Really been a monster. And we'll see whether it continues for them. Olymp holding close here. It is the angle to be at. Oh, doesn't get the kill that he was after, though, and now going to be isolated. Can't make it around the corner as Queenix takes him out. Meanwhile, still got Casey at the back end of the site. The defense is going to have to be pretty stellar from here on in from Permitta if they are to keep holding. There's a team kill in the mix. Casey, oh, needed the second. Absolutely needed the second into the 2 versus 2. At least the bomb's been dropped a little bit on the site here, making life awkward. And Lena comes creeping round with the AWP, ready to pick off anybody who goes a bit too wide. Manx, though, recognizes this fact. Does not go too wide. Tyso on the flank. Salazar will check it, and Salazar will win the fight. And now just Leno with his P250, his trusty P250 in hand. Finds them both on the spin around. You've got to be kidding. Another crazy clutch coming in for Permitta, and you can see what it means.
You can see him shaking. He knows he's just pulled something out of nothing. With a P250 in hand. Permitta. This game going in their favor. And to be perfectly honest, with how some of these rounds have been, it shouldn't be. It should be ECSTATIC in the lead. But my God, Permitta in a clutch situation. This side is unstoppable. And if things continue like this, ECSTATIC, their mental is going to slowly but surely just get worn down further and further and further. A lead going in favor of the CT side, and of course the economy shattered once again over towards ECSTATIC. But they are just stunned as to how they are, you know, losing some of these rounds because they shouldn't be.
Very true. In comes the Tech 9s though, and they find great success. Kragan finds a double here now. Uh-oh.
Okay, all right.
They've got the full run of the mill. They can go wherever they like at this point.
Orb scooped up. Now what's the plan? In the hands of Queenix. Not often we see him wielding. Normally Salazar, of course, a low HP, and maybe expect him to abide by Bogdan's law, but no. I'm staying in the hands of Queenix for now. Think of YouTube. It's hit towards B.
Oh, big nade. A little bit late, I think. We'll see. Just kind of need to stay alive here, Olymp. At the end of the day, the Molotov comes in to isolate those rotators. 3-on-3, still not out of the question. They're going to try win the fight onto Olymp, but ultimately traded out. Kragan with the M4, Queenix with the AWP. So it's a pretty even battle, all things considered. Queenix creeps around with the AWP and will take out Casey. It's all going to be left to PERMsNx. Little quiet so far in this game. We'll get the first, the most important one. Going to go for the hold as well. Try and beat the AWP out. Oh, and again, it's going to work. Permitta, they must have just signed something or agreed on something earlier today that every single defuse has to be a hold. They are firmly in the heads of ECSTATIC after that one.
You know the age-old moniker as well as I do, Scriv. Pros don't fake. And right now, Permitta are living and dying by that methodology. I mean, this has just been stunning. Another round which realistically looked like it shouldn't go their way, and somehow, some way, Permitta make it work. You know, sometimes luck's on your side, and I feel like right now, while Permitta are playing actually some pretty good CSGO, all things considered, they're getting a lot of the fortune as well.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Still pretty slow in the mid-round, all things considered. No one playing aggressive on the Permitta side. I think they realize kind of the spot that they're in. This is a map that they usually don't do too well on. Maybe they've been working on it. Got to be careful. Cabby, though, going to win a solo fight out on towards ISO. And that makes life very awkward for the A defenders.
They can park up here, right? I mean, sort of allow Lena just to keep gathering information. As long as he isn't peeking towards the AWP, that'll essentially be fine. As time starts to tick as well, just 50 seconds on the clock. Lena having a look in. And that's the one thing I was worried about. If he peeks in towards the AWP, that's when things get worrying. And they just flood the utility over towards A.
Yep, going to give it their best try. There is a player in towards Optimus, isolated in the form of Olymp. He will manage to find one. Rotations are just not good enough. It looks like ECSTATIC are set to pick up this round. And you know what? Even though they've been finding all these rounds, they've come so close for Permitta. And I think they maybe missed the ball, missed the mark. Someone should have said, yo, we need to save this. We don't have enough cash. PERMsNx goes flying in. What? All right, hold on. Not another one, surely. He doesn't have a smoke. As soon as he crosses here, Salazar, whoa, should have his number, but the dink did land, you know. Goodness me, that's very scary again that they nearly go down to a clutch. All the same, ECSTATIC going to bring it as close as they can.
Credit. Permitta have absolutely zero fear when it comes to these retakes. He's, you know, trying to attempt a clutch. They are happy to give any and every scenario a go. That's a 1 versus 4. Not a care in the world. Pause will come through. Permitta still a lead in their favor. I think we can both agree that it's not exactly a healthy one, and maybe even a questionable one at times as well with some of the rounds that they have been winning. But they will take anything right now. For them to where they are, I don't think a lot would have expected, especially some of these rounds, the percentages of which they're winning them on the lower side. Anyway, Permitta will take it. This is not their map pick, a map in which, as we said time and time again, we'll continue to reiterate, has not been good in the last 3 months. And finally, and maybe a little bit of fortune starting to go their way on towards Overpass, which could just break the deadlock. Rather than being a 0-5, it could be 1-6 after this.
Yes, very true. Ooh, nades come raining in nearly. No one around, but PERMsNx was close. They're just spreading out the utility, making sure that there's no crazy kind of aggressive plays. They know that they've fallen flat and even been brought close in rounds like this, so they do need to be careful, do need to be wary of where they're approaching things. And, you know, it checks out, it makes sense. But at the same time, Permitta, I think, will be pretty happy that they are just winding all this utility out and making this one expensive for ECSTATIC.
For now, looking like, I was going to say, looking like the inside where they're going to be heading. Oh. That's the MP9 for 2. Hang on a second, Olymp. That's a double for him. With the MP9 at close range. And it's low by, not another one for Permitta, surely.
ISO making his way out as well. Not going to get taken down or isolated. Playing a little bit of an off angle here. Oh, and Cabby's just not expecting him at all. In comes the Tech 9 of Salazar to finish him off. But the damage already done, surely. They're looking for weapon upgrades down below in towards the connector area. They're going to get them. You can see the AKs picked up there by Casey and Olymp. So this is now just a full buy that they're against. A very scary one at that. I think they know exactly where they should be looking. A bomb site fire long. In comes Casey from behind. Bit of an awkward fight, but the tags are enough to get the finishers in. And Permitta win another 4-spy round. Absolutely ridiculous stuff.
Out of nothing. Out of nothing. My God, Permitta. Everything is favoring them right now. I mean, this must be so tilting over towards ECSTATIC. You know, these are the sort of rounds and the sort of games where it's really a test of your mental fortitude. What this side are like when it comes to kind of trying to really claw a game back in their favor when the odds are against them. And right now, we're hoping that maybe there's something left in the locker in terms of ECSTATIC being able to overcome a lot of the difficulties right now. Flash crash later, he'll fall away unscathed. That's information gained. There's a little bit of a movement, maneuvering in towards that mid position.
Nice flash comes in, going to allow Olymp to get aggressive. He does get traded though. Is it really worth it at the end of the day? Might not be. It weakens up that B bomb site quite substantially. And maybe they wanted a bit more out of that, but you can see Permitta, this fearlessness that you talked about, you know, really is coming in to a lot of these rounds, honestly. So, I want to see more of that. I want to see more of this fearlessness, of course.
So quiet. With a minute to work with. It's a question on, you know, what's the game plan here, right? What are they going to try and do to make things work in their favor? Salazar holds for the boost, not being given too much. Bit of information off the sound cues, I think, may have just been heard. PERMsNx, you can see him getting testy, and a re-smoking towards front. Monster as well. They've got to find their way through short. Full blind. Queenix has no idea what's in front of him. And Casey will walk away of one before he falls.
Yeah, a little bit awkward on the flashes there. They maybe needed them a bit faster. I think they're going to move to save here on that CT side and just give the round to ECSTATIC. But this is really heating up to be a competition, which is absolutely fantastic. I think that's what we were expecting out from these two teams, as we're not really sure what kind of form they're coming in to this map with. Both been on a pretty weak streak,
yeah,
it's safe to say. So it's good that we're getting a competitive game from them.
Yeah, it was tough to make a prediction coming in towards this one about, you know, how things are going to pan out, because you can look at the stats all day long, but they just never really tell an accurate story. It's always about kind of, you know, current run of form, what they've been looking like lately. And as you already mentioned, you know, both haven't really exactly been fantastic. You look at kind of recent games for these two sides. Permitta coming off the back of a win, which is great against Sync in a best of 3, and then before that they've kind of got what, essentially something close to about 10 losses in a row, aside from one win in a best of 1 against Spirit Academy, you know, thrown in the mix there. But aside from that, it has been a brutal run of form. At ECSTATIC, it's not exactly much better. Probably somewhere along the lines of 2 in the last 15 have been wins. So both of these two sides not looking great. And I think it's generally safe to say that it was just a case of who could really get control of the momentum early doors. And so far, no one's really dictated the pace of this game just yet. It's still so even.
Yeah, the vacillation of the game has been a bit difficult to keep up with, I think. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to call. I mean, we've seen Permitta on these low buys when they go super aggressive, super confident, find a lot of success with them. Nice find from Queenix, though. He's been getting some good entries in the past few rounds. Smoke comes in, scares the AWP away. Again, loving the aggressive plays. We've got 2 out towards long as well, trying to pry their way in, get some control, maybe find a frag. Cabby, meanwhile, has found the gap in the defense. And that's all the way out towards long. And he might just be able to call and say, yo, the A-bomb side's clear. You don't need to commit into B. Just be careful. Ooh, good catch coming in here from Casey. That's going to be the bomb dropped as well. Really does give the game away there. Any more for any more. PERMsNx getting aggressive through this short smoke. What is it with these rounds, man? Permitta just know exactly how to play them, apparently. Tagging a finish there from Lena, and it's all going to be on to Cabby, who was that A lurker. And yeah, maybe they just needed to put the brakes on the further and further that Cabby got. They could have gone to join him, or at least battled their way to go and join him. Not going to be the case, and now he's just looking for damage control.
The except Monster at the half, guaranteed that we will see Permitta in the lead. It's a question now of can they make it 9 before that turn of the half. I mean, like we said, this is a map which hasn't looked, and the fact that Permitta continued just to be competitive is huge. The one saving grace for ECSTATIC is that this is T-side overpass, and the T-side of overpass has looked really brutal for a lot of teams recently. We haven't really seen anyone really dominate this map on T-side for kind of a, you know, too consistently, so to say. Maybe flash in the pan moments. So I'm giving ECSTATIC still the benefit of the doubt, but it's not looked comfortable on them. They look very disorientated. The cohesion of this roster is not there the way it usually is. And Permitta just finding these gaps so consistently in the armor and really punishing them. They continue to do so. This could get brutal. Flash coming through Monster. They're just going to fly out. All of the barrels looking for the first, finding it, making a double as well. As Queenix will follow suit. That's a fantastic setup. No.
What?
Ronnie?
Salazar? Hello? What is going on? ISO's going to find a double. He finds all of them, in fact, coming in from short. A fast B burst, it seems like in the end. Permitta will get themselves the advantage that they need. But now we look and we have to see how this second half is indeed going to look from them. We'll be back after the break, folks. And yeah, we'll see whether Permitta can get it done. quick break and we are back into it, folks. Permitta up against ECSTATIC here as it gets well underway. A pretty competitive first half there, but Permitta, they will come away with the lead. This pistol going to be very important then if they can solidify said lead. It's 4 down long for the CT side. This is about to be another bloodbath. Kragan going to find the head of SNX, and they will hightail it all the way towards B. This is all being heard. No kills for Salazar, meanwhile. They do have a kit available, a molly and a smoke all on the same guy, so they've got a mule ready to go. The door going to be held open. The Glock of ISO not really able to find too much. They're going to get that plant down. Now it gets even more interesting as they move in towards the site. Lena looking for a double. Gonna get the double. Oh, he's a little unsure of that third player though, but surely not. Keeps on fragging. Just Manx remaining. They thought they had the best strat this side of Overpass, but unless they run into the man called Lena, and Permitta will find number 10.
Lena is crisp. That was really clean. That second shot was ridiculous as well. Even the third re-peeking it, it's so confident. He's on low HP. To be taking that sort of fight with what was a Glock and I think he had about 20 HP. That is ridiculous. Credit to him. Really, really well played. And Permitta, you can just see confidence is flowing through the veins on this side. And we were building up narratives saying, you know, ECSTATIC, they had potential, the veto to say it's a 2-0. If not, Permitta, maybe 2-1 in their favor. We never really even considered the option of, well, what if Permitta take an Overpass and then go into their pick of nuke? Do we talk about them potentially having the ability to take a 2-0? And now maybe we start opening the door there. Missed Molotov, but I think still this should be okay. A flash will catch Olin. ISO is going to step up for an easy one. Buy a little bit of space. Casey in for support as well before he's traded. Hang on a second, it's getting messy.
Yeah, this is a little all over the place once again, as this game kind of has been, to be honest with you. They will find all the kills on the side of Permitta, make sure that they get the bomb plant in, so there's nothing to worry about, it feels like, at the tail end. However, Salazar still alive on the scout. There's a couple opportunities for him to find a head. He's going to back away and save what he's got into the next round here. Permitta will move up to 11, relatively unscathed. Still take a bit of damage, of course, keeping it interesting, but ECSTATIC are going to have their work cut out come rifle round.
Question is, can Salazar save, right? I mean, that's the big one. For him, not exactly been the nicest of times. I think for Salazar, he's really been a bit of a shining light over towards ECSTATIC, where they generally have struggled quite a bit. He's one of those guys been hitting a couple of those flicks. He's actually looking relatively crisp as well. It's just the rest of the team aren't really supporting him. I think, you know, we've seen Kabi have a little bit of a quiet game. Manx, I know he's doing a lot of the calling, but still he's usually a support rifler who's able to put up some decent frags. It's not exactly being the standard run-of-the-mill sort of moments. And the individuals over towards Permitta, we're generally on a kind of name-for-name basis, maybe not as well known. The firepower, different story. ISO's been fantastic. Lena, we've seen what this guy can do as well. Right now, things are looking really good. This is a brilliant start to the side, and of course, it should be made 12-6. They should double the rounds, realistically. And it will continue to do so. Olive will drop an 8 off the back of it. He's getting flooded, but he overcomes it with ease. Third kill. Can he make it 4? Give him the ace. Only Queenix left alone. He's already been tagged. Give him all 5.
Oh.
He won't.
Yep. That's how it goes, isn't it, mate? That's always how it goes.
Always.
The last guy always takes you down. Oh, they lose an AK in the process there, actually, so that's a relatively impactful kill, to be honest. But now we move into the full buy round, of course. ECSTATIC looking to keep the buy rolling, and they're going to have to make this one work and make it work fast. They are running out of room here now.
Not good, is it? Not good at all. Right now, there's not a lot that is, you know, ensues me with hopes. Granted, yes, full buy coming out. This is where we get to really see what they're all about. But my God, I think for Permitta, they're just looking so comfortable. Both sides, the full buy coming through. The only difference is that Permitta have money left in reserves. They've got some economy in the arrears. So if things go south here, it's not the end of the world.
That's true. I think they'll want to seal the deal on this one and move us into their own map pick. Nice and swift. Permitta have been much like ECSTATIC on this poor run of form, so they want to make sure that they are, able to get the important games. And your Challenger League games are pretty damn important. You don't have any Swiss. You do have, I guess, double elimination, but they're already down for elimination. It'd be good if they could get some more rounds on the board. Permitta, obviously, one of the things that we didn't talk about too much is probably how much they've learned from Kato, because they were one of the locally invited teams to Kato. So it does seem like that's really been paying dividends. They got absolutely rolled, as would be expected. But they have come away and they look like a slightly fresher team here. Even 1-for-1 trades. 35 seconds. Only one remaining on the B-bomb site itself. And Queenix has got to be careful. Going to get an early spray down out. They find the isolated player in the form of Manx to make it a 3 versus 2. And the bomb will shortly go down. Meanwhile, Cabby, he thought he was safe, but Olymp going to take him down. Big round coming in from Olymp on the 3K. Kragan sticking around. Kind of feels like for the game, but Casey going to take his head clean off, and Permitta not missing any shots. And they are not slipping at all. This is really clean stuff from them on the T side.
I can't lie, this series is now in a completely different standing. We're looking at this and thinking, hang on a second. Permitta could genuinely, go into Nuke with such confidence. I mean, their T-side and Overpass right now is looking so uniform. And they then take that in towards Nuke, which is of kind of a similar echelon when we talk about how difficult the T-sides can be. We can see Permitta kickstarting their pick a Nuke in a really strong form and continuing his momentum on from Overpass. ECSTATIC right now are looking so rough. And this does not fill me with confidence at all for this series. I thought there's a world in which, ECSTATIC just walk this first map. Take Overpass without really a sweat. Not to be. First kill though. Where's the way of Kragan?
It did feel that way coming into it. It did feel like, with how close they were keeping things on the T side, that they should be in with a solid chance. But Permitta have really proved us wrong, which, we're always here to be proved wrong, of course. This round looking a bit scarier, though. 5-7 up close could go. Whoa, uncheck. The flash is good, but even while blind, he manages to find one. Honestly, the 5-7-8. It does what it does. Nonetheless, 4v3. AK up close here. Casey hearing a lot of footsteps, getting some good information from this position. Manx going to go punching into him with the CZ. Not expecting him to be up so aggressively. Casey could do a lot of damage from this position. Just has to play it patiently. He respects his opponents. They have really made him respect because of the kills they've been finding. Casey going to keep creeping around, hoping there's another head. He seems wary of a player that's up close, and he would be correct on that thinking. They're going to go A. They don't have a lot of time, and Cabby's taking heads here. MP9 goes down. Cabby, though, just does not miss on the deagle. Can he make it 3 for 3? I think he might just have a chance at it at the very least. They're going to play it together here. ECSTNX with the one tap onto the first brings it down to a 1v1. Knows that Cabby is around the corner. Got to hit the pre-fire, and he does. Massive clutch coming in from ECSTNX.
Oh, that's huge. A saving grace, and yet another clutch going the way of Permitta. What is that, like 4 or 5 going the way of Permitta? It's ridiculous. The numbers that these guys have been putting up. And it's individuals having their moment as well. We've seen Lena do one. Aito's done one. And now, of course, they've had that ECSTNX also stepped up to the plate and a massive home run coming through. 14-6. And this is essentially, it could potentially be ECSTATIC's last buy. If they can't find success here, Permitta find 15 to break the economy of the CT side, and then, it's all she wrote.
Madness, absolute madness. This yin and yang as well, the juxtaposition that we have from the first half into the second, how back and forth that first half was, and now the second one is anything but. Massive nades there on the B-bomb site. Gonna leave those players so damn low. They're also low on the T side of things as well, and well, ECSTNX is 6 feet under at the moment. Kragan, up close and personal, has the potential to maybe find something on the backside here. They do need to watch out. Flash can come in for him to take a little bit of a peek, and it's an awful fight, but he does get it done. Can't get away. Salazar in the AWP, looking good, does get traded. These HP bars though, man, it's so hard to call, right? One stray bullet could just make all the difference. Cabby is healthy at the back end of A. It looks like they're going to call off the A hit anyway.
Well, the Manx, low HP, a decent position for him. If he locks off short water, they'll be chilling for now. Permitta, once again, forced to kind of delve into the strat book of how they're going to find success here. And they need someone to step up for a multi-kill. They need someone to get a double before there's even a possibility. But time isn't their best friend. They've only got 25 seconds on the clock to work with. And I think the more damning thing is, you know, all they've got is 2 smokes. And there's one of them used already.
They're going to do their best fake attempt here. Even then, I don't know. I think they're actually not faking. They're just... Yeah, I thought they were going to charge down connector, but they just realized they don't have enough time to play it as slowly as they would like to play it, so they're going to save what they have. And it is kind of required. SNX is a mule at the moment. Got all the cash in the world, but it would be nice if, you know, you could get some drops across here from teammates that managed to save. So, makes sense, but they have a lot of rounds to play with. I'd love to see a timeout here for just full respect across to their opponents, but I'm not sure we're going to get it. Either way, ECSTATIC staying alive.
That's the main thing. Still alive. Still a little bit of life between the eyes. Not exactly a game, set, and match right now, but a lot more has to be done from ECSTATIC before I even feel remotely kind of comfortable and confident that this side have got something about them. We'll wait and see. They're coming through. Don't really catch too much or anything at all. There's a space being gained here by Permitta on that T side, and they've got space to work with. That's what scares me.
Very true. Very, very true indeed. Early mid control found. Nice and easy. Meanwhile, we have aggression coming in through Monster. It must have been Manx manages to get in behind, but he does not stay alive for long. ISO with the big frag onto Queenix. That makes all the difference, slapping it down in towards short, and now they are so panicked they don't know what to do on the ECSTATIC side.
Doubling back for Permitta. Numbers in their favor. 15 is knocking. And once again, like we said, right, even when ECSTATIC finds success, because it's so expensive, they just don't have any stability in their economy at all. Jumping down, Salazar will come over for support. And Casey got all the space in the world over towards A. And he might just continue going, wrap through in towards heaven and try and catch them in the back lines. They've got a bit of time to work, so he can actually afford to do so.
Looks to be the play. I think he'll get the catch onto a couple players here. ISO does get caught, maybe getting a bit giddy out towards the monster area, I believe. They are heavily contained in, so this flank has to be pretty damn successful. He gets 1 second, spotted and finished as well. It's all going to be Kragan then, essentially to save the game against 3. Can't deny the bomb plant, which would have been a big way to pick up the round. He's not going to be able to do it. He's going to go for a quick flank, though. They might not expect him around here. There's a kit for him to pick up as well. He is half checked in case he does a decent enough job of holding him off. That'll be 15, 8 in a row to get it done.
I think it's safe for us to say that this one might be done. This one might be dead in the water. I just can't see a world in which ECSTATIC are able to claw this one back. And look at the buy around it as well. Double M4 and S, yeah, it's all right. And double FAMAS, triple FAMAS, in fact, as Salazar invests into one himself. That leaves it with them prioritizing utility over firepower, but needing perfection. And that's just for overtime. They would need a miracle to get back in towards this game.
Certainly feels that way. Casey's going to go moving up fast here and looking to deny any kind of divine intervention away. Meanwhile, Manx sticking around. Deep smokes a monster. Nade comes in, doesn't do a great deal of damage. Setting up for this B hit, all right. Just going to have to see. There's only the 2 players, but there is a really, really, really quick flank. Kragan's got so much info. Might as well just gamble it when you're looking at 8 in a row. Already with 3 on B, 1 ready to quickly rotate, but I don't know.
I agree. I agree. You may as well, right? What have you got to lose at this point? They need something and a nothing. The thing is, winning this round actually could shatter the economy over towards Permitta, which would at least open things up a little bit. They were setting up utility there in towards back monster and then realized the train was going to block it. Had to wait, pause for a second. Smoke will dissipate, and once it does, game on. Kragan just going to hold for rotations.
Yeah, I mean, they're not leaving themselves a lot of time. That's the one big worrying thing for Permitta. Always scares you as a commentator when you see the clock wind down this low. They're going to go for a contact play. Flash comes round, and here we go. As you said, smoke dissipates. That should make all the difference. Queenix in for the triple. Ooh. Massive from Queenix. holding the site like an absolute beast, and that'll be SNX moving away with only 20 seconds remaining. Even that's going to be a bit tough for him. Gets stuck on the door, but he will make it out. The hunt on a little bit. Kragan going to try and find him, and he will. So there you are. ECSTATIC stay alive another round longer.
Well, still a little bit there. Brilliant, I gotta say, from Queenix while stepping up to the plate massively. Great little triple coming through. Now, just like that, still a bit of a fight here. There's still a world in which we can start to slowly but surely see ECSTATIC into a position of where they can maybe put up a fairly competitive end to this map. I still can't see a world in which they can claw it back and push towards overtime, but who knows? I'm not going to fully count them out just yet. I'm going to think it's in the single-digit percentages, but we'll see. We'll see. For now, they coming through. Second one, in fact, as well. A lot of damage over towards the inside player. They've only got pistols to work with. They should be cleaned up relatively easy as Kraken makes it up.
Ooh, the flash nearly sound enough. Casey doesn't get anything off the back of it. The utility mule at the back, SNX, he just gets his util out. He's going to get overwhelmed here eventually. They will find the round. Keeping it alive. 15-9. And at the minute, just kind of building up that momentum to prove that they can get something done on their CT side, actually, because they very nearly went down here without finding a single round. So they'll start off on the CT side of Nuke, and it is that strongest CT side in the map pool right now. So, yeah, just proving to themselves, like I say, that they can get it done.
That's it. Pause comes through. You'd probably expect potentially out of Permitta just to make sure that ECSTATIC don't get all too confident. If they get on kind of that red hot form, things get worrying. You sort of want to ice them out as best you can before heading in towards their full by themselves. ISO, kind of a little bit of a weird and wonderful one, so maybe just a Galil for him. Yeah, exactly that. Just a Galil coming through. A bit of utility as well. Not the end of the world. He might be a little bit of cannon fodder to, you know, be traded for with that Galil. But all in all, not actually that bad. 15-9 on ECSTATIC's map pick. It's still looking very one-sided. This could be, well, with this chapter's ended and we look towards our second map. As ECSTATIC continue to slowly but surely keep ticking across and keep chipping away at that deficit.
Ooh, SNX eating a lot of damage. I mean, needlessly so at the start of the round. They've got to be careful, you know. Big nade onto Olymp. It's not a bad start. Flash coming into the connector. Kragan going to find one. Does get traded instantly. Will that cost them? We don't know quite yet, but a 4v4 ensues.
So much damage dealt. And there's where it comes back to bite them. SNX. All it took was that one bullet to the head. And he was dead. Pushing the smoke on contact here. Manx, this will be a freebie. As it dissipates, surely only going to go his way. So I say, Olymp stepping up. Can't make it a second quick trade. Numbers play in favor of the CT side. Only momentarily as Queenix will fall.
Pretty big one from Lena, to be fair, taking down Queenix. That's going to be the bomb kind of spotted as well, but they're able to get it out of there quite quickly because he finds the kill through the smoke, so they're really, really, really unsure on that ECSTATIC side which bomb site it's going to end up being, and Casey has just continued to push up long, finding all the info here, leaving Cabby on 1 HP, by the way. So this looks set to be an A hit, a late A hit, and they might figure it out ever so slightly early, let's say, but they're still going to have to backtrack themselves and roll back up towards the A bomb site. It should be pretty solid, therefore, for Permitta, at least in the post plant. Not too sure. Again, who comes out on top? It's difficult to tell. The heart that ECSTATIC have shown so far is pretty decent, but they're going to have to really dig deep to get this one going. Cabby, 1 HP on the AWP. Cannot miss a shot, cannot miss a trick. And Salazar going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Molotov comes in towards long. Cabby to lead the charge, as he would be expected to do so. Lena out in at long, looking for a fight, looking for a scrap. There goes the first. All going to be Salazar. Does manage to bring it down to a 1 versus 1. Decent nade. Doesn't finish Casey off. He's going to go for the hold, though. Nicker, one out of the book of the opposition. Not going to work, though. Casey fends him off the bomb and will get that first map. A hell of a steal. A hell of a look coming in. And what a victory, to be fair to Permitta. They are yet to win it until today in so long. And yet they're able to pull that victory out from thin air.
You know, they have yet to take an overpass at all this year. In 2023, they are yet to win. They're over 5, and now they're 1 for 6. And I gotta say, pretty